How's it hanging, everyone? Nathan coming back at you. There's Showdown Live. We're at the end of our rope here when it comes to the Showdown series featuring every monotype type that we can do. We've got just steel and ground left, and by pretty much a landslide, steel won today, which is no surprise. It's a very fun play style. I think it kind of gets a bit of crap because when you think of monotype and you think of off the top of your head of typing something very good, steel of course comes to mind. It's very good defensively, and a little bit of a sneak preview of our team here. It's very good offensively too. Oh, showing my OBS there. It's very good offensively too, because even beyond the defensive mons that make up steel, you often think of Pokemon like Bisharp and Aegislash. And let me actually get the list in front of me here. Kartana is banned, but you still have Magnezone and Heatran and Excadrill and Melmetal. And Scizor, Celesteela, Aegislash. You have no shortage of offense too, is the general point I'm getting across here. And so when it comes to mind, I always think of balance, of course. I think it's one of the few types that can pull it off because very few types can shore up all their defensive weaknesses. Some can do it pretty well, like Grass can, for example. Poison's quite good at it too. But nobody can quite do it like Steel can, where you actually have immunities across the board, right? So, sure, Grass has Credilli so that you can answer fire types with a neutrality to fire instead of being weak to it. But in that case, we have Heatran. We don't have to worry about that at all. Or against ground types, we have several options for complete immunity to ground type attacks in Corviknight or a Skarmory or even a Celesteela. In addition, we have a neutrality to ground type moves in Ferrothorn. And not to mention, we have a great answer for even fighting type attacks with our Aegislash. So it's very unique in that it's the only typing that can completely shore up its defenses completely with just the 3 Pokemon. So that helps itself out with balance quite a bit because, as I always said, the key to balance isn't necessarily having defensive pieces, but it's being able to have a consolidated small core of defensive pieces. So you're freed up with the remaining 3 slots in this case to do offense. In that case, we'll have things like an Excadrill to give us some help against, first we'll have Spinners to give us some hazard control. We're going to have some help against electric teams. You can have a Bisharp, you can have a Melmetal, you can have a Magnezone if you wanted to. Kartana's banned, as I said, but Scizor is fantastic, giving you some speed control. It's a good bulky mon too, gives you another ground neutrality, which is fantastic. Jirachi's a great Spadef mon. We have all kinds of options. There's no shortage in short. But another awesome facet of these Pokemon that we're going to be using is the amount of hazard control you have. So for starters, in terms of Stealth Rocks, we can use just about any of these mons. In terms of like Stealth Rockers, we have Bisharp and Ferrothorn and Heatran and Skarmory and Rachi, I think. I gotta look that up. I actually don't know. Yes, okay. Yes, Rachi. And all kinds of mons for rockers. That's not the point. But you also have a really great array of Pokemon who can use spikes. So if we look up spikes here, we got Ferrothorn and Skarmory, and Klefki. Yeah, Klefki was already highlighted in our fairy video, but you have much better users and more reliable users than Ferrothorn and Skarmory too. So you might think, like, wouldn't this lend itself to stall? You have excellent hazard control, you have great defensive pieces here, mons with a good defensive typing in general. Like, whereas Poison is kind of a mediocre defensive typing, in my opinion. It's a slightly controversial opinion I've come to realize lately, calling Poison a mediocre defensive typing. But Steel, I think we can all agree, is great. But I don't think it does as well in stall because you don't have as much recovery. Whereas Poison's got a Tri-Regenerator core, it's got Pokemon with Recover and stuff like that. If you look at this team, we see Roost on Skarmory, that's great. But beyond that, we're actually even worse than Flying when it comes to recovery. Ferrothorn's only got leftovers in Leech Seed, which is extremely inconsistent. Same would go for a Celesteela if we had that over Skarmory. Aegislash has got to rely on leftovers recovery, and if you've got a choice locked Aegislash like so many teams do, you're kind of out of luck. Bisharp's rather frail. Excadrill, all things considered, is rather frail. And Heatran, no one would call it frail, but it's also famously not got much recovery. So a lot of playing this playstyle comes down to, you can almost call it a bulky offense. I'm going to call this a balance because it's pretty evenly met between our defensive pieces and our offensive pieces. But if you want to call it a bulky offense with the lack of recovery, like we are, make no mistake, we are not sustaining a 200 turn game against stall with this team. We'd have to immaculately play like our Leech Seed and leftovers and our protection, all stuff like that. But even when it comes to protect and leftover chip stalling, we only have about 32 all told in this whole team. So, and you have King Shield too. So 48, whatever. Point is, you're not lasting these huge games against stall like most balanced teams would try to be able to. So it's as bulky as a bulky offense can get, is what I'm trying to say here. So you can of course flavor this different ways, and maybe you give it a more offensive Heatran set, a more offensive Aegislash set if you want to lean less towards the bulk and more towards the offense. I like to start off with using the sample teams to show that you can use any sample team you want to. So we're going to start up by using this adjustments team here. What I like about this is the use of Bisharp, because Steel, as I mentioned briefly, has about as good hazard control as you can hope for. I highlighted this with Fairy, and I highlighted this with Grass, but it's a huge advantage, the fact that you can control Spikes, which is great already, but also easy Stealth Rocks with a great setter like Heatran or Ferrothorn, and then you also have a Spinner. So, it's one thing where you can set up these hazards like Fairy can, but then they got to just kind of, if your opponent gets up webs or whatever, you have to choose between defogging or whatever. But when we can actually spin them and, not sacrifice the hazards we've laid with defog, that's really advantageous. And the only way we can prevent defogs is with a Defiant user, similar to our Zapdos Galar last time. So I love this. So we kind of have some sort of anti-measure against this going up. But unlike our Skarmory, which is being a suicide lead, it's going to be continuing to threaten Spikes throughout the whole game. So Bisharp is going to be hopefully an omnipresent defog disincentivization for the whole game here. So let's see how we do. Our opponent's going to be laddered up here. I forgot when I queued up. I got to be dressed correct. Hopefully my opponent gives me a second as I suit up. It's just going to be so crinkly for the audio. I apologize. But I just gotta. I have to do my best Iron Man impression. There we go. I'm like Wonder Woman. I've heard people say that Psychic is resisted by Steel because of the tinfoil cap idea, which I like quite a bit. I might just trade this out. Let's That's much better. This is much more powerful. Let's choose a lead matchup. Boom, boom. Let's get it. Let's get it. Actually, our bird looks like a good lead right here already. Bird up. Yeah, do you think that was going away? Of course it wasn't. I would actually not be surprised to see this Dredagon as a lead rocker on an extremely offensive Dragon team, even among Dragon teams. And Dredagon definitely jumps out at me as a possible rocker candidate, in which case we don't have a lot of good candidates. It's got a good move pool. Do these things cover? Let me just look it up really quick, guys. Dredagon, Smogon. Terrible spelling. I'm afraid to move because this is making so much noise. Control F, fire. Fire Fang. I mean, a Ferrothorn could take a Fire Fang. So could Fire Punch. Heat Wave. I think we're okay to go Skarmory here. So we're going to go Dredagon. We'll trade some hazards. I don't care so much about rocks. We have a net 6% resist across the board. A little bit annoying for sure on Skarmory and Heatran. Gonna limit our pivot potential here. But looking at this matchup, I don't know if either are gonna be so important. We'll want Skarmory with decent help for Garchomp and hopefully this Dragonite here. So we can come in if they try to set up on us, and we can go for a Whirlwind to ruin their boosting. Dragapult, interesting question. I'm going to guess, given by the lack of special attackers on this team, that it's a special Dragapult, in which case Heatran will be fantastic, as it will be against Latios here. And as I mentioned up here, so much of this game is going to come down to identifying our key matchups, because we don't have recovery, right? So we can't afford to, like if you're playing Toxapex, for example, I can just kind of throw it in a lot of like questionable matchups. And if I guess wrong, I'm like, oh well, Regenerator will cover my ass there, then swap to something else. But oh no, it's all come. This is such a shit show. Oh no. Oh no. What am I wearing? Bird up. But here we have to watch our matchups carefully because we don't have that much defensive answers, right? So if I get too callous with my Ferrothorn and I let it take a Specs Shadow Ball from Dragapult, that means it might not be able to answer Draco Vish anymore, right? It might seem inconsequential, but it matters when you don't have an easy recovery move or recovery regenerator to lean on. This is probably the worst audio experience in the history of my YouTube channel. But there we go. I'm gonna flatten it out a little bit. That's better, like a bit of a toque. And fix my pauldron while I'm at it. Oh, there we go. Now we're cooking. That's our opponent is really puzzled by the Skarmory. They were not expecting to see a Skarmory. They're like, all right. Good lead matchup. Let's go for Dredagon here. And is that a Skarmory? Why is it so bright? My scenes are completely out of whack right now. Ugh. Well, we might be able to take the first game with a quick little forfeit. Don't mind if I do. I will take a timeout to the bank. Straight to the bank. Right into direct deposit, please. Give me that. Skip the check, skip the cash, skip the credit. Right into the bank. Give me those points. No forfeit. Come on. We're actually going to get it. That's awesome. See, I'm afraid to queue up in case they arrive at the last moment, but I'm going to do it anyways. Nice. So we're going to take a win right off the gates. They were so afraid there. We can get Fairy as a matchup, which is pretty advantageous, I got to say. Matchups to watch out for are going to be, you know, a Focus Blast from Lele could definitely hit pretty hard. Primarina, nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure too. In terms of lead matchups, we're definitely going to see a Screen Setter or maybe a Rocker. but I would predict we're gonna see a Klefki here off the rip. Excadrill is really fantastic. It's 1, 2, 3, isn't it? Hard to say no to. Can't get thunder waved, importantly. Might be get hit with a flamethrower. Might be get. Come on, Nathan. English so good. English some better, Nathan. But yeah, I mean, it's actually one of the few steel attackers we have. Bisharp can't cover you. I don't have to overthink this here. So we're going to lead Excadrill. We're going to get that Clefable, sure enough. And yeah, this is a good example of why neutrality to a move isn't the same as immunity to a move like Steel so often has. Because Primarina can swap in an Iron Head. It won't get OHKO'd by Iron Head, but it's not great, you know? It's still taking good damage, all things considered. So definitely something to watch out for. Not quite gonna OHKO, and it did have Flamethrower, you bastard. So you don't have a Rocker then? It's leftovers with Flamethrower. All right, right on. That's important, because that's a big mon for us for reasons we just outlined. Primarina gonna come in. I still got a full health Ferrothorn. It's got Power Whip too, so we don't have to even worry about a substitute set. A burn would suck, but this will be just okay with us. I'm gonna go for Rocks. A little bit greedy, but I don't think they stay in. They don't have any sort of coverage move to answer this Ferrothorn right now, and they're topping out at 28% as is. Plus, they have some pretty comfortable swap-ins with Klefki and, you know, maybe even Lele or Grimmsnarl, depending on whether they think I have Gyro Ball or not. So yeah, we'll go for that here. Something I should note about Steel is I think it is maybe the most 50-50 reliant playstyle in this game, because so much of it comes down to, let's say they send in what's a good example? A Darmanitan. We're against a fire team that's got a Darmanitan. It's like, well, I could click a fire move, which OHKOs everyone on my team, or we go to a Heatran on the fire move, or they could Earthquake my Heatran, so it's like 50-50 between that and the Skarmory. I could sack something as a mid-ground, but it's a pure 50-50. Or we could be up against an Urshifu, and I could go to the Bisharp on a dark move. I could go to the Aegislash on the fighting move, or I could, again, do a mid-ground with Ferrothorn. We could be up against, you know, Primarina is a bad example here, but we could be up against Mimikyu, same thing. We could be worried about the Fairy move and go to some sort of defensive answer like Skarmory. If we're worried about the Ghost type move, we could go to someone like Bisharp. It's just, I'm not coming up with the best examples right now. Are we going to see another DC? My word. But I'm having a hard time coming up with an example here, but it's one of those play styles where it just so often comes down to like 50-50 situations. So if you're the kind of player who's drawn to that and always, you know, seeks that out and loves to be able to call out your opponent's tendencies, this might be for you. I actually, you know what? It seems kind of lame to say. I really do enjoy Steel. I find it a fun, balanced playstyle where you're never struggling in bad matchups, but you seem to always have a bit of an answer in your toolbox. But I dislike the amount of 50-50s. I feel like when I'm playing against it, especially, but even as it, so much comes down to like, right here they could predict me and I could lose the game, or I could get it right and I get a massive swing of momentum and blah, blah, blah. It's really tough. Or, you know, for example, let's take a Kyurem with Freeze Dry and Earth Power swapped in on us, right? I was playing a game earlier against this. And so in that situation, if they click Freeze Dry, then Skarmory is totally not the play. It'll do about 40%. If it's specs, it'll be 2 KO easily. There's not much def investment on the Skarmory. But Freeze Dry will do about, it'll be a rough 2 KO. Whereas Bisharp and Heatran and Aegislash would take that Freeze Dry just fine. Whereas if we're talking about an Earth Power, then Aegislash and Heatran and Bisharp and Excadrill are pretty terrible. So for the most part, opponent should be clicking Earth Power, but again, it's one of those kind of 50-50 situations where what do you click? What do you do? So I've got to admit, I do struggle with it. Mimikyu will come out. We are max Fizdef here. I'm just going to Leech Seed right now. We'll break the disguise right here. You cannot do, they might crit me, but they shouldn't be doing more than 40% right now. We have Protect to help ourselves up afterwards. So I think we're actually pretty comfortable to stay in like this. I could also go to Bisharp right now. Definitely a solid play in my opinion. I might do it the turn afterwards. We got a full health Skarmory here. I might actually, because Ferrothorn's going to completely shut down this Tapu Lele unless they click a fire move. So maybe I should keep this Ferrothorn healthy to deal with a Thunderbolt from Tapu Lele, but I don't think that's very common. And I got a whole Heatran who's not doing anything else, so I might keep the Heatran healthy for the Lele. But Ferrothorn I should also keep healthy for the Primarina. So perhaps taking Chip here is a bad play. I just want to break the Sash, if I'm being honest, and Skarmory friendly enough is walled. But it's got a Whirlwind too. I'm kind of thinking I should go to Skarmory. Got even more defense. Let's do it. It's got Rocky Helmet too. We'll go Skarmory here. It's pretty much its only job. If I was to look at this team, I'm not really relying on it to answer Tapu Lele or Primarina. We're not worried offensively about Grimmsnarl or Klefki here. So I'll definitely go to Skarmory. I kind of talked myself out of this Ferrothorn play right now. And, you know, Aegislash will be doing fine in this game too. Probably will swap it in against Grimmsnarls to worry about Spirit Breaks and stuff like that, drop a Toxic. And yeah, Ferrothorn will keep healthy. Again, it's this IDing of defensive matchups here. The fact that our opponent's taking forever on these turns is kind of helping us out here, because I can talk about, you know, so Primarina, we don't want to keep our Heatran for. We'll definitely keep Ferrothorn nice and healthy there, because there's nothing that Primarina can do to our Ferrothorn. Skullburn would help them, but not so much. Shadow Claw will do 43, so it looks like my head calc was a little bit right there. I could Roost here. I could Whirlwind. Both, again, it's kind of a... This is the situation I was talking about, but it's kind of a 50-50, where if they're going to Swords Dance, I should Whirlwind them out. If they're going to attack me, I should be Roosting here. I'm going to play it safe and Roost, because I've got a Rocky Helmet, and realistically, they shouldn't be defeating me too easily. Yeah, we'll get that off nicely. Leech Seed going to do it here. And I'll just Roost again. They can't... They're going to die to Leech Seed at this point anyways. And they're going to forfeit. We are just farming the forfeits right now. Let's go. That's, you know what, we needed it, because that Bird Up live was, it was hype. Oh, Bird Up. It was hype, but it was a lot of L's, a lot of nasty L's too. That one we had with Landorus was, it didn't satiate me. It didn't quite do it for me. Monograss, I think it's a tough one for them, if I'm being honest. I think it's a little bit of a tough matchup, especially with the presence of our Heatran here. Luckily, they do have good hazard control themselves. They do have a Flapple, funnily enough. Instead of, what would I put here? So they got the Rotom for Celesteela, which is neat, kind of niche, but I respect it. And we just did one not too recently, or not too distantly. Oh, what do they not have? I gotta look back at my teams. It's standard-esque, and I gotta look, because this is gonna drive me nuts. It wasn't that long ago when we did it. Grass. Where you at? Oh, Whimsicott. That's right. Yeah, no, Whimsicott is an interesting one. It'll hurt you in some matchups, but Whimsicott doesn't do a lot in a lot of neutral matchups. And this one in particular, you'll be doing absolutely nothing besides the odd knockoff. So yeah, I kind of respect it. In terms of matchups that we'll see, Rotom's decently likely. I actually think they might trick something right here. So it'd be a good lead against Skarmory too. If they have a trick, they'd be a good one against Ferrothorn. So I kind of like Aegislash, but it'd be bad against the Ferrothorn too. So that's a tough cookie. I might go Heatran, because if we see one of you two, I've got Skarmory and Ferrothorn. If we see one of you two, that's fine. I can scout it even with a Protect there. And yeah, Heatran's a good matchup in general. So yeah, we do see the Rotom as expected here. I'm expecting a trick right now, but I might even be willing to trade, you know, a couple Lava Plumes. Or even a Toxic in case they go to that Credilli. Tempting. So who would I give the... I could go to Aegislash if I knew they were going to trick. Let's just Protect here. Scout it out, nice and easy breezy. I think this is going to be a Scarf trick Mon here. Unless there's a Root is something I don't know about. Credilli going to come in, fair enough. I mean, they can't really answer us right now. I'll go for Toxic here. Credilli is now super useless in one of the most important matchups. So that's great for us. I think a Lava Plume on this Rock Blast, which we'll completely shrug off. Rock Slide, okay, a little bit stronger. We win this 1v1. They have no swap. It's the problem. Monograss in a nutshell, man. This is their only matchup for Heatran, and they're just going through it. They're just... I have become the evil. I like Monograss so much, but they're just going through it right now. Don't sack your Credilli here. No. So they have lost their Fire Switch in turn 1. Flapple, I guess, is neutral as well, but if Flapple's your best bet, lordy. I'll Protect here. If they surprise me with a Bulk Up, then I still got answers. Close Combat makes an appearance. So I almost never see Close Combat on non-choice locked sets. So we'll go Aegislash. If they happen to surprise me, good on them. We'll see that there. I will drop a... I'll substitute. Yeah, I was going to Toxic, but this struck me as decently likely. Ferrothorns, normally going to see a Max Pidef Credilli, Max Fizdef Ferrothorn. So yeah, the Shadow Ball would have been able to break them decently well there. I will King Shield. I am playing so lame right now. I am become the lame. So that's the thing I try to get across with this here too, is that if we are against defensive teams, like your Poison, against your defensive water teams, we're going to try to break them with our Excadrill and our Bisharp and our Aegislash a bit. This Aegislash is doing lame stuff in toxic stalling and stuff like that, but it is essentially acting like a breaker too. So the roles of these 3 breakers are important against defensive teams, but when we're against an offensive team, our goal is to outlast them because we can, and we have the defensive pieces to do so. And that's kind of what we're doing right now. Is I don't have to make many risky predictions right now. I guess I arguably did on the Zarude, but I was pretty confident in that close combat play. If they were bulk up, I would have expected Drain Punch instead. And we're going to get a 3rd forfeit 20 minutes into real life. The thing is, I'm actually in a bit of a rush right now, so I don't know if I'd have time to get another one after this game, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. Zarude should be their best answer here. I'm going to Toxic, except they don't even have jungle healing, do they? King Shield again. Man, they just really can't deal with Aegislash. That's a bad one. That is a bad one. You know, you might be able to go to Whimsicott if they had it and Encore me, and then once I'm locked into some sort of move, be able to do something about it afterwards, but this is, it's not looking good for a hero here. And my armor is peeling off right now, so this will be our last game, I think. Not the... maybe I can get one more. We didn't even get 2 games, essentially. I'll do one more after this, what the hell. They're gonna lock into another Darkest Lariat. We gotta deal with the team in front of us, Nathan. Come on. You can't be BMing like this. We'll go to... I mean, I'll be mean and go to Ferrothorn. I want to be kind of hype and go for Bisharp as a resist and drop a knockoff, but yeah, what the hell, I'll do it. I'll do it. Bisharp, I think, is the better play, or even Skarmory, actually, with the higher defenses and the Rocky Helmet. But we'll send in Bisharp here and go for a knockoff, kind of speed this along here. Our opponent's going to rise against the mods, rest assured. It almost looks like a bandana when you look behind, doesn't it? It is kind of bandana-esque. That's kind of cooler than a tinfoil hat. It's a tinfoil bandana, actually. Yeah, with the attack drop from the King Shield, we're taking no kinds of damage right here. I could maybe get away with a Swords Dance, but I'm just going to knock off. Let's take it easy here. Yeah, there goes Leftovers. Good little chip right there. I'll go to the Heatran. I'll go to the... let's go to Ferrothorn, actually. Get up our rocks. Because it'll deal with the Leech Seed that's probably incoming better. Not to mention if the Ferrothorn happens to attack us, it handles it better too. If they hit us with a Body Press, I don't want to risk my Heatran, who is essentially going to 6-0 our opponent. Essentially. It depends. That's the thing. It's amazing when you look at Mono Grass how much Zarude has changed things up. Because Tapu Bulu used to be in that role, and Tapu Bulu was a really interesting mon. Good setup sweeper, but Zarude just does it better in that its jungle healing gives it protection against status. It's got better fighting coverage to deal with mons that would swap in on it. Even Dark is better coverage with Grass than Fairy if you want to run Darkest Lariat instead of Close Combat. They do reveal Body Press. Good on them. I think I'll just Protect. Stealth Rock. Ferrothorn's really important, so maybe being dumb by greedily going for rocks and then my Ferrothorn dropped to like 36% right here, but I feel pretty okay with it. This almost tells me they don't have any attacks besides Body Press. Maybe Knockoff, but a Knockoff's not breaking our Aegislash either, so this Aegislash swapping is looking better than ever right now. What are these called? Gauntlets? Gauntlet is like when it's got the gloves on it, right? So these wouldn't be gauntlets. Whatever Wonder Woman has are like pauldrons, or is pauldrons? Bracers, that's it. Yeah, our tinfoil bracers right now. Okay, we're gonna get the rocks right there as they body press. Sure enough, I'll protect again. Easy peasy. We'll go to Aegislash on this one. If they read me with a Leech Seed this turn, they are metal. They are indeed metal. Good on them. Let's go to our Tran right now. If they read me with another body press, they are damn good. Nope, we get away with that one pretty scot-free. I'll drop a Lava Plume right now. They have no swap in except for Flapple, who, again, those rocks are going to be important now. Flapple's, I think, going to be 2-hit KO'd now that we got the rocks up. Zarude's dead, 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 dead. So, rocks hitting up might have seemed inconsequential, but I think it's going to be kind of the death knell at this point. Balance versus balance. Can we perfect the 6-0? I'm not one to get many 6-0s, but this might be the first that we get in some time here. Pretty advantageous matchup. I shouldn't be flexing or anything like that. It's a pretty rough one. Maybe if they brought, even Whimsicott wouldn't have swung things too much. If we'd seen a bulk up Zarude, that could definitely do a number on us. Yeah, I mean, if they bulk up, they wall our Excadrill, they wall our Aegislash. Heatran would be some trouble, but you know, after 2 bulk ups, they might be able to handle against this sort of weak Lava Plume variety here. Ferrothorn they could easily handle, and Skarmory we'd have Whirlwind, so they wouldn't. So even as I'm trying to give our opponent credit, that matchup would not work out for them. We see the Darkest Lariat. I will take that, and they're going to forfeit. All right, GG to our opponent there. So 3 quick wins. Let's get one more good one. I want to see like a good, like give me some like mono water defensive. I'd be down for that. Or, you know, a good mono steel or, hey, look at that. Ask and ye shall receive. Not defensive, very offensive. 2 rain setters, 3 swift swimmers, and a Dracovish. The Ferrothorn is essential here. Can't understate that. In fact, I want to lead and get those rocks up so badly. But I think we're going to see a Skarm off the rip, and I would not want, sorry, Pelipper, bird up off the rip. And I don't want to be eating a Hurricane that early. So Aegislash should be great if that's the case. Would be really great. I could Toxic, I could Shadow Ball. All of the above are great. I think I might. Or Skarmory to get some spikes. Both are damn good. Both are damn good. Because Skarmory's getting 2 KO'd by all of these attackers. That's the thing. Like Ferrothorn can take maybe probably 3 or 4 of these attacks all told. Probably not swapping in on the special moves here or the Hurricanes. It could probably take 3 or 2 rain boosted Vicious Wrens. Couple swap-ins on this. If they close combat, it's a 2-hit KO. So we don't have a lot of swap-ins with the Ferrothorn. We got to use them very, very wisely if we're going to come out on top here. So I'm going to go Skarmory right now. We do see the Pelipper as I suspected. They can choose to U-turn out, go to a powerful attacker here. They could choose to 2-hit KO me right now with their Pelipper, which does look honestly decently offensive, but it's hard to judge in these situations. I can Roost here. We're faster. I'm playing with fire with a burn, but if we can drain rain turns, you know, the fact that they don't have damp rock, I'm kind of down for. They burn me here, but we're draining the rain. I'm down for it. I think this thing's gonna die at some point anyways. I'd like to keep it as a sack. As we see defog there, I'll roost again. I'll roost again. So rain's gone. We might see a U-turn into Politoed here. No, they can't do it this turn. They have to do it another turn. They got a Dracovish there. I think I live this unless it's banded. Let's go for the spike here. Oh, I think that's banded. I think that's banded. Okay, telling. We'll go for, we'll see Pelipper here. I'll go for rocks. Totally banded. Boy, that's doing way more than I thought. I was thinking to top out at 40 outside of the rain, but that's strong as hell. I don't even think it can be adamant. It might be adamant. I will Leech Seed here. And this is such a tough turn because if I protect here on an attack, we're good. If I Leech Seed again, we're good. I could lose the whole game on this one turn. I think one or the other. This is the whole game right here. Either Leech Seed to switch in or protect this attack. I'll protect. That's tough. That's a tough one. Hurricane can do a lot. Plus they could defog us here. That's a tough one. Don't burn. Don't you dare burn. They don't have Hurricane, it looks like. That's a relief. Easy protect for me. They could do a hard swap right now. I think we might see a defog this turn. So protect is going to be great. That's exactly it. I'll Power Whip for some damage here as they're going to defog again. They're faster than me, so a U-turn would kind of behoove them. But I can protect there. So I'm going to go for another Leech Seed, which will work even if they U-turn or if they do a hard switch. So Ferrothorn's back up to going to be 90% now. Protect here is pretty obvious. You go Pelipper again. That's a good play. I like that. I think I will go for Leech Seed here. They might go for a burn. Okay, let's get rocks up. I'm worried about a burn on Scald. Oh boy. Yeah, they have the rain up this time. This is going to do like 70, 80%. This is going to be crazy damage. I got to do it. I got to do it. So much comes down to this Ferrothorn. I can't overstate it here. They die to the next rocks. I'm going to protect here. Oh, good play on their part. Very, very good play. We should take everything pretty well right now. Oh, they could have Focus Blast. I'm going to protect and scout it. They could go for rocks here and totally get me, though. Okay, that's good. Let's go to our Skarmory Dead. Makes that switching difficult, to say the least. Let's do a... Man, you could be useful still. All of them could actually be very useful still. The exception of Heatran, maybe. Maybe it's time for Heatran to go. Because I don't love the odds of this. Let's Leech Seed. This won't do so much. I think we'll see rocks here. Oh, great. Great. I can go to... We're at 50%, so we're still not switching in everything is the problem. We're still 2 at KO'd. But I might have to take that. Let's go to Aegislash as they go to Pelipper. That's actually a great matchup for us here. I will go for a Shadow Ball. We're not looking great right now, but I don't think we're out of the realm of doable. Hopefully don't Scald. Defog, we can manage that. Let's go for a Toxic. As a Politoed here, fine by me. We'll King Shield. I'm not sure if this thing might be scarfed. I feel wild for saying it. Scald, huh? Let's sub up. Hopefully they don't burn here. Please no, please no. Man, we're getting okay luck with that. King Shield again. If they switch out, we don't really lose too much. If they stay in, we get some chip there. Shadow Ball will kill, of course. They don't have a swap in. This is actually, things are kind of turning around with this Aegislash here. I'm glad I kept it comfortable. I was tempted to swap it out on that Seismitoad earlier, but this is A-okay. 28, that's great. They have an eject button right on. Well, we'll King Shield. We'll drop that attack a little bit, and we'll be able to scout if they flip turn or whatever. That's exactly the move there. So I think we'll see a flip turn into Politoed, honestly. So I'll substitute. As they go to Kingdra. Okay, right on. King Shield here. There goes their Rain Boost. I can Toxic, I can Shadow Ball. Both are pretty compelling. I think I'll Toxic here because we want to be able to outlast with all the Protect users we have on this team. King Shield again, easy peasy. Outside of the Rain, we have a decent option in... they liquidate there. Yeah, we have a decent option in Ferrothorn now. They can maybe take one. But I don't know. We can handle this now. I'll go for a Shadow Ball here. How much is that doing? 38. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that to the bank. This is gonna do good damage. Awesome. I'll King Shield again, which they read. Good on them. King Shield again. We don't have a swap in here. You're gonna imagine they're faster, almost certainly. So I think we gotta pick a sack. Heat Ram with its Protect can totally do some damage, especially with all the mons that have Toxic. And I'm hoping to have Toxic by the time all said and done with Aegislash here. But I think it's time for it to go because Excadrill with its Scarf can do all kinds of damage outside of the Rain. For sure. Even if Iron Head is resisted. Maybe it is, though. I'm kind of talking myself into Excadrill as a sack, to be honest. Not to mention, I don't think that Seismitoad has rocks, so if it's 4 attack, then Bisharp can beat you, you, and you. And you. And it's just a matter of outplaying these two, who we actually probably outspeed and kill with Sucker Punch at this point. So Bisharp are not sacking, definitely not sacking Excadrill or this Aegislash. So it's either Tran or Excadrill, and I am leaning towards the Tran here. So let's do it. Let's let him go. And so there's 2 plays to go for right now. I can either go to, well, I think Ferrothorn would live one with that attack drop, actually. I think it definitely would. So we can do that and drop a Leech Seed on whoever they go to. If they stay in, we'll do something. And if they swap out, man, if I got Rocks up, I could really come close to winning with Bisharp. I'd probably need a Swords Dance too to beat that Kingdra and Toad. It's looking very good though. This is looking quite possible. Even Excadrill with a Rock Blast right now, man. I like that. If they go to Seismitoad, I'll be mad. I'll be mad. Oh, Barraskewda's low. I'm like an Excadrill here. Let's do it. Let's do it. They might sack the Dracovish, which is fine. Because then they'll have to go to probably Politoed afterwards. Where we got a ton of attack here. Okay, yeah, Politoed is the option there. Oh no, that would be a 2-hit KO easily. Oh, that's pretty bad. Let's go to Pharaoh here, I guess. Oh, this burns, we're in trouble. I will never complain about burn luck again. So help me God. They're being smart with their switches there. That was a great switch. It was a greedy switch. It would have been greedy to stay in, but they played that well. Someone's gonna die. That stay in. I could have gone for a Leech Seed there and I didn't. Someone's gonna die as a result. And I think it's gonna be. Opponent's calling me out. I just love protecting. I mean, it's the only way I'm winning. Look at you got 4 attackers here, Keith. What am I supposed to do? Let's push for double protect. Why not? I don't have a good swap in. If I'd gotten it, it would have been so good. Oh, we do still live that. What the hell did that only do 36? Am I missing something? Oh, because the protect missed. That's so cool. Because the protect missed, and Fish Sprint has to attack first for it to be doing the double damage. So even though the protect failed, we got away with that scot-free there. That's crazy. I don't think this thing has anything but attacks. There's no downside to protecting there. What did that earlier Earth Power do? Let's check the rolls. Yeah, our opponent, I don't blame them for calling me out here, but like, what am I supposed to do? You know? 40.3. Okay, noted. Noted, noted, noted. Again, we only have, we've gone through 12 protects. That's crazy. I think Aegislash might live one. It dies afterwards, of course. I don't love you living one. I don't love either of you living one. But we're looking so close to an extra sweep right now. If I got rocks and a spike up, we could kill Aegislash, but as is, it's kind of bad. Oh, and if we had Shadow Sneak, oh, don't even get me started if we had Shadow Sneak. It's only a Lumberry Bishop too. Dark Glasses would help a ton. I want to calc this really quick. We're running low on time, but this game's so close. Bisharp, no Black Glasses, sadly, against... Hurry, 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 Nathan. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Seismitoad, Rain Sweeper. 44 to 52. That is not what I want to hear. So I gotta be revenge, and Extra can't revenge go with Rock Blast again. Terrible position. Let's go to... Someone's gonna die. It's either you or Aegislash. I think it's gotta be this Ferrothorn here. So I will Bleach on the off chance we survive, which we won't. Life Orb brings him down to 50, which again, that was a top roll there. So this is a terrible position. I mean, I got Earthquake to get this kill, but that's a free Pelipper swap. I'll Sucker Punch here, man. Oh, it's a terrible position to be in. We need a good roll here. We need a good roll. Come on. Come on, give me the good roll. I feel so... Have you guys noticed I haven't barely moved this whole live? Because I don't want to be crinkling this so much. I don't want to make this awful auditory experience. I've just been like this the whole live. Frozen in place. Maybe they're calcing it here too. We get the roll. We get the roll. Let's go. We needed that. Oh, that's awesome news. Kings are going to make an appearance here. I think with the Sucker Punch, that puts us in range to win with Exegil. And they can't even Oko me right now, actually. This Kingdra do not think is the play. Okay, it can kill. Some respect on Specs Kingdra, why don't you? Come on, Nathan. Max Spadef Aegislash. I think we win already with Rock Blast. But it's the Bear Scoot and the Rain will outspeed us. Yeah, I might have needed this Sucker Punch there. Might have been a choke. Do I rely on Rock Blast to kill here? Yeah, I think they're gonna... Oh, okay. So they go to... I think I probably lose. Yeah. Close, but no cigar. We tried it. Maybe Bisharp was the win. I should have gone for the Bisharp earlier on the Seismitoad and EQ'd. But I think we would have seen a swap there. Yeah. That's too bad. But that's a good game. I wanted a good game. I think that was a good showcase. We couldn't quite weather it against the offense there. That banded Seismitoad really did us in. But I guess I will do this. We'll go to Kingdra here, and Surf will totally knock our ass out. Well, do I go for double protect? Is that still works, right? Yeah, we'll go for a double protect. Double protect, please. Oh, we don't get it. We didn't get one double protect. I got so unlucky, even though there's no Skull Burns and they crit. Yeah, there's no win there. GG to our opponent. That was a fun one. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. We're gonna do team building next one for a fun offense. The idea I have with Steel, they're not all this defensive, I promise. This was actually pretty defensive as far as they go, because as I said, you're never gonna see a true stall team. Like, that is as stally as it gets. You gotta keep in mind right there, because we'd have no recovery. My whole struggle that game was keeping Further with enough health, and it did feel like a struggle. I'm sure you guys can empathize with me there. So that's as defensive as it gets, and you can build teams like that with just more offensive sets too that lean on this side. It would be nice to have a more versatile Scarfer in that game, but what are we going to do? Extras are normally scarfed on those sort of steel teams. And and again, you can do full offense too, as I'm going to show tomorrow. So stay tuned for that if you need a palate cleanser for a defensive game like this here. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.